Hello guys, so welcome to this lecture review. I understand that most of you had difficulties comprehending the idea of Git. It's normal. I understand what you actually want to achieve and how enthusiastic you are to become web developers. So let's jump right straight into the lecture review of today's lecture. So the first thing I talked about was Git. I actually came from another angle, and I understand. I know why I actually came from another angle. So, what is Git? So, this is actually an overview, the basics of Git. Git is actually a version control system. Yes, you don't really have to know so much about the technicalities of Git for now because you're starting, but this is just to refresh you. It will actually enable you as a software developer, collaborate and also maintain the history of the code that you write with maybe your peer software developers too. And and I also discussed the idea of distributed or decentralized version control system. So we looked at the concepts of Git. It keeps track of our code history, takes snapshots of files, and we can visit these snapshots of files. I actually showed it to just the students uh, because of the time that we needed to learn something new, and the class was not completely ready, although you guys did awesomely well today by cooperating. So these are the basic commands. We were able to use git init, which I explained to initialize a Git repository. I explained the repository as a folder. So, and I've also looked it up on Google to give you, so you actually understand when you say repository. See, in computing, it is a central location in which data is stored. Like, it's a folder, a central folder where you store your files. But in the case of Git, it's actually targeted to whatever you do with Git. So up next, we looked at how to install Git, which almost every student in class did today. Most of you guys are making use of the Windows operating system, and we're able to do that by going to our favorite browser and clicking Git. Now we came here and clicked Git. So for those of you who have not installed Git, you should do that alongside me, just as I'm doing it. Then for Windows users, we clicked download for Windows. I already have Git installed on my computer, so I won't click the download for Windows. So for Mac users or Linux users, you have to either click Mac or Linux. So after that, we now jumped right straight into our Visual Studio Code to actually integrate Git Bash. Now, what is Git Bash? Git Bash is a console that came with Git. In fact, I'll show you what Git Bash is. When we downloaded Git, it came with this software. So it came with this software. Most of you saw this software after downloading it, and for those of you who are just downloading it, you actually see this software. This software actually gives you that Linux feel to write commands, and also interact with the terminal. So, and some commands that we learned in class today, where we saw the ls command, which is actually list items. So when I hit ls, see, these are actually the list of items in this current directory that I am in. I'm in my user directory, and we looked at the p. In fact, okay, let's do this. Okay, we looked at the pwd directory, which means the present working directory. We also looked at how to navigate through. So for example, when I take a look at this list, the list of items I have here, I can go into my desktop folder. And how do I do that? Let me make the screen larger so everyone can see this. I can do cd desktop. So now I'm inside my desktop folder. I can do ls and see a whole bunch of files and folders in my desktop. So after that, students who haven't created the GitHub account were encouraged to do that. If you do not have a GitHub account, just go to your Google Chrome or your Firefox and type github.com. So okay, this is actually my GitHub portfolio, and And this is while I was actually encouraging you guys to create this. The reason is that for every project that you build, you keep track and you upload them. These are projects that internship projects and projects that I've built, collaborated with, and a whole lot. So if you want to create a GitHub account, you go to github.com and sign up for, let's do that, github.com, sign up. So you see the first link, which is join GitHub. So this is just like creating a Facebook account. You have to click on some files. You have to click on some, insert your username and also your email address. But we're going to get through that here. So all you have to do is to click sign up. This sign up button here, and this will actually welcome you to this page where you see this welcome effect. Then you have to key in your email address. Let's say John Doe John Doe at hiit.com, or whatever your email address is. So you just have to click continue. In fact, it's super easy, and I believe you can do that. So let's jump right straight into the next thing that we did. So the goal of today's lecture was to build this and to deploy it on our GitHub account. Now, the reason why this website was presented was to also enable you refresh your HTML skills. But for this video, we are going to create the full website, and we're going to deploy it to GitHub. So because we didn't achieve that in class, we can still achieve that here.